Joy. Let's see how they do. It's up against Twisted Minds match point.
And you know what I remember the most about how his skill just played this Louis? Let's talk about that a bit later, because again, we're just reminding everyone, this is match point between TLID and the Twisted Express. Let's see if they're able to bounce back, because if you would ask me, whenever Yehezkiel has the diversion, you should be expecting them to teleport somewhere at least in the map.
Oh man, Yehezkiel with the signature Luo Yi. I don't know, at this point everything is signature. Yehezkiel in the mid lane though, Troll gonna be caught, forced to flicker. Witty did use the Revitalize though, but it's on a 70-second cooldown compared to the 120-second. Aran, very aggressive, actually already cutting the waves off.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to force out the flicker as well here from Troll, but same for Witty, also forced to use that Revitalize up against that early skirmish that we've seen between Twisted Minds and TLID. But then overall, if we were to look at the compositions here that we're seeing from both Twisted Minds and TLID, how do you just keep going in against TLID? Not unless you just rely on the damage that you have in the early game, such as now.
No Revitalize. Witty's still able to get the taunt down. That's first blood over to Troll. And I guess you just do it. If you want to walk up, you just know the timers, know that Witty is vulnerable without Revitalize, and go in. Wow, great dodge from Hoda there. Master Assassin, here is the choice for Sano in the lane on the Moskov. It is also the Bargain Hunter and Inspire. Aaron wants a snowball, quick.
Yeah, and I like how you pointed that out, because it seems like Twisted Minds knew at that moment that it is the perfect timing for them to go in. No Revitalize here for Witty, and we can be just as aggressive. But then towards the XP lane, there seems to be a little bit of action brewing. And can you hear the screams of the audience right here? They're literally pouring out all of their support towards these teams. First turtle of the game. But TLID already have some sort of control in terms of the turtle pit, but wait, because Hoda, he finds his way towards the other members.
Oh, great Earth Shatter there. Hoda picking it up now. Revitalize helping him out. Sanji gonna be caught. That's a good Frigid Glacier to deny a few kills, but still TLID run wild in the team fights. It'll be a turtle for a kill traded over.
I mean, Troll, it did feel like he was able to find his way around the other members of TLID, but the thing is, yeah, he was just alone. Hoda attempted to go in as well, but Aran just blocked him in his tracks, and he did not allow for the other members of Twisted Minds to penetrate whichever control TLID has already established in that turtle pit. So they have to revert first back again into all the farming that we're expecting to see from Twisted Minds in the early stage of the game. At least they have a little bit more of potential to play around with the macro, but speaking of the macro, that's the Purify forced out here for Aaron Shiki.
Great Purify bait out. Team Liquid will lose another valuable resource at the 3rd minute mark, but you can see Witty already rotating up top, trying to get tempo for the Harith, and so far, Sano, I don't know, he's just been shoving the wave a bit too much, I feel, right? Aaron has had control of the lane.
Yep.
So many times, the diversion already used. Stun over, in front of pursuit, Sanji. No flicker, goes for the Earth Shatter, gets dismantled by the Yin Yang reaction, and TLID takes the kill lead in the 3rd minute of the game. Twisted Minds just goes for the shove in the mid lane, trying to punish Yehezkiel for leaving the lane. Great cancel. Hoda, Electrifying Beats will not be able to get close enough to Fabian.
I mean, Sanji, it felt like that was inevitable, but another way of the dragon to the Wrath of Dryad. It seems like they're able to survive it a lot, though, with Aaron Shiki still dancing in the Zaman Force.
Oh, they've survived the instant burst. Troll very low. Aaron Shiki can be caught. Sano, no Spear of Misery. Yehezkiel rotates over, and Liquid ID just sustain over the burst. Around in the bottom lane, against 2 in front of pursuit. He's getting the resets down, but the Electrifying Beats keeps on going on to him. Hoda walking in, diversion play. No one will be caught. Fabian on the orange. Troll, no way of the dragon just yet. Arrow down, onward, coming down, and Yehezkiel will be caught.
They find themselves in the midst of all of the members of Twisted Minds, nearly all, because Yehezkiel, he will be the trade. And now Fabian is left alone in the turtle. Witty is here as well, but it seems like this is full control for Twisted Minds. They will be able to secure this turtle and possibly even a kill onto Witty if he doesn't get to sustain all this, and he won't be able to.
Turtle 2 secured by Twisted Minds. Joy. Hoda. Those 2 words should not be in the same game, man. This guy, Hoda, on the Joy, on the Assassins, he just does so well every single time when you give him space on the Assassins. Incredible mechanics. Sano already picking up the Corrosion Scythe. And this is where it gets a bit shaky for Team Liquid ID.
Yeah.
Twisted Minds still have Moskov to play for the late game. Meanwhile, for Team Liquid ID, they kind of have to get control in the mid game.
Yeah, and it's so difficult for them to play for all of the potential team fights because Twisted Minds, I feel like they'd be okay with that as well. I mean, right now, they're definitely capitalizing on the fact that Hoda is able to look for the targets, the isolated targets up against TLID. But when it comes to all those team fights, they're equally equipped to deal with all that. The counter Frigid Glaciers, I mean, we've seen consecutive great timings from Cuffin in terms of using all these Frigid Glaciers. And when Sanji gets to join the actual team fights and does not get denied of the Primal Wrath, which we've seen for quite some time now, they'd have an additional source of damage on top of all that they could expect from Sano, from Hoda. And Sano right now, I feel like he's just focusing on the macro, but speaking, oh wait, Aaron Shiki dodges the way of the dragon once again.
Great Wrath of the Dryad to cancel out Diversion. No one's going to take it. Frigid Glacier from Cuffin just to make sure no one actually takes that teleport. Team Liquid ID will just be playing it slow into the mid lane. Twisted Minds also, we did see a bit of aggression. They were able to bait out the Purify. Now it's a 1v1 in the bottom lane. Hoda versus Fabian. Good blink out. He's just going to stand there in the wall. Hoda, Electrifying Beat's already used up. He has to be careful here. Oh, great moves from Hoda on the Joy up top. Earth Shatter, Aaron Shiki. Caught on the onward, Witty will be isolated. The Revitalized cannot save him. And Twisted Minds gets another pick off, all on the back of Hoda, bringing members to him.
Great reaction from Twisted Minds, immediately committing the kill onto Witty up top, knowing that there were members down below. But wait, there's an isolated hero here. It's Aran, but he still avoids the Frigid Glacier.
3 men for the pursuit. That's a stun. Sanji gonna be caught, and now Fabian severs his soul. A kill over to Team Liquid ID. It looked great for Twisted Minds, but TLID gained control. Aran survived that.
He was able to, like, last minute dodge the Frigid Glacier, move a pixel, just a pixel away from the range of the Frigid Glacier and sustain the succeeding damage. And now we see the immediate response as well coming in from TLID. This might just go into their hands.
Should be free.
Since Twisted Minds, they don't seem like they're planning to contest this anymore. And even if they wanted to go for the trades, Aaron Shiki, he's already down there below, used the Zaman Force to actually defend that. And even up against Hoda and Sano, he's just able to play around these two heroes and deny Twisted Minds of the trade.
Under the turret, Team Liquid ID should still be very, very safe at this moment, right? I don't think the Joy has enough damage as of yet to just take them out. Yes, Gil, good Purify out of the kick from Troll. Aran going in. Oh, cancels out the onward to escape. Gets brought back into the team and bonked by Aran. It's another kill over to Team Liquid ID. And in a flash, that gold lead that Twisted Minds had has just been completely reversed.
They didn't even need to use the Zaman Force to burst down Sanji at that moment. The damage right now that we're seeing from TLID, you just really have to respect it if you were Twisted Minds, especially as they're grouping up together a lot more often. And that is possibly one of the biggest strengths you see from TLID, coupled with like the suspense factor that they have in terms of their usage of that diversion. So you never really know where they can come out from. So Twisted Minds, I know they're doing that typical, you have to send your jungler at least away and to manage the other sides of the map, but you have to be equally careful if you're just planning to do that, because TLID might just do or go for a quick response, but this might just be a quicker response.
Oh, great Wrath of the Dryad to cancel out the Winter Dragon, and now they actually collapse. Fabian from the side gets a stun over. Sanji bursts it down, but now Hoda comes in. Is he going to be able to get the Electrifying Beats? Aran jumps in again, and my goodness, Hoda! Severed soul by Fabian again. In the bottom lane, there at least will be a trade for Twisted Minds. Liquid ID, though, they've just been clean at canceling out Hoda.
They might have actually continued the fight if only the SOD was able to connect onto the members of TLID, but it didn't, and Sano will just recall back to their base. That was a dangerous spot for him to ever go out of that bush, so now they're left to defend. And I'm starting to feel the struggle of Twisted Minds in terms of like managing the macro overall against this composition of TLID. Like the element of surprise, it's definitely there. So how do you like go for the trade? How do you maneuver around the map knowing that they can just come up to you any moment, anytime you just show even the slightest bit of movement from Twisted Minds, and now they're not even like playing together just yet. We haven't seen the team fights really work in their favor.
Oh no.
And Aran once more spots Sanji. So they regain control of the Lord Pit.
You can't spell control without Troll. Oh no. Troll Gonna be engaged upon. Will flicker as well. Troll able to escape. Hoda electrifying beats defensively. Sanji poked away. All right. Twisted Minds have given out control over. They cannot contest for this. The SOD will spot them out. The diversion still comes through. He might want to take the SOD. Oh my goodness, no! He should have. Oh no! Witty with the flank. The tree from behind. The Wrath of the Dryad. Sano, flicker, blink. TLID on the chase. Can you outrun the horses? The cavalry. The yin yang reaction from Yehezkiel takes him out. Oh man.
The response was too fast. Sano, he just wanted to do what he could. Go for the trades, at least drove up the lanes. But Yehezkiel deciding to use that second skill just to make sure that the range he would cover the entirety of the bush, not allowing for Sano to get home. But Aeronshiki with a time of force. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And a Purify to answer the flicker play from Troll. There are just so many targets to go for, I feel like, for Twisted Minds, right? So even if you go in with the flicker, you bait out the Purify, in some cases it might be worth.
Yeah.
But in this case, there's so many ways to cancel. Say Aeronshiki, next time around you get a pick onto him. Weedy pops in Wrath of the Dryad, Wave the Dragon instantly cancelled, and then Aeron goes free anyways.
They're so happy with all of the team fights that are happening. And now they can just keep overwhelming Twisted Minds! And that was an overwhelming play indeed on the bottom lane!
The Magi solo killed in the bottom lane by the Usurper, Flava Fave. And he shows no signs of stopping, wants to continue the stop. They won't be able to break their record in game number 1. It'll be 11 minutes already. 11:31, that's a base turret again though. Mid and bot.
This is such a fast-paced game. Again, we're just approaching the 12-minute mark, Mirko. But TLID, it seems like they no longer wish to extend this game. They're knocking on the base.
Wrath of the Dryad onto 3 from Witty the Wise. And that'll be it for Twisted Minds. The Cavalry have knocked Twisted Minds out, and by doing so, they have secured a slot, the second one for MPL ID.